demographic considered for retail is comprehensive because our demographic is seniors on fixed incomes that need services like dry cleaning and and food shops that are not necessarily the gourmet food shops, but a good supermarket. We're very concerned about the dry cleaner that isn't being moved. We're very concerned about the types of shops that will be put in. The other question I have is concerning what is happening with Walgreens. Are they being moved as well? I know you say that the shops being moved are only 1 block west. That's a huge distance for most of our seniors. They can't make it to this venue. Many of the people in our community are too elderly and not strong enough to make it to a venue like this. I don't know how they're going to walk another block. Right now, they feel very independent being able to cross the street and get to their services. But going 1 more block is a big issue for them. So something needs to be done to accommodate these people that have no voice.
Thank you very much. Very good points. Sol Cooperman, you're the next contestant. Well, are you Sol Cooperman? Yes. They're coming up. Vitaly Slobodsky. I hope I got your name right. Vitaly.
Right there.
Yeah, please come up. Linda Horowitz. And the world famous Ida Sano. By the way, speaking about Ida, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I'm getting my days confused, but I did have a meeting with the New York City DEP Commissioner about this proposed site. We spoke about our infrastructure in Brighton Beach, throughout the district, in this area. And this is something that she's going to scrutinize every project that comes forward to make sure that our infrastructure goes. So I had the pleasure of having Ida at the meeting with me just the other day.
Thank you very much. Let me introduce myself to you. I'm the president of Trump Village Section 3. Let's talk about the environment. We pay thousands of dollars to clean up our development, okay? That's number one. The schools that everybody is talking about, I don't know where you get your numbers from, capacity, shamacity. I can tell you right now, you're putting in over 500 apartments, okay? You're going to add to this an additional amount of people, the traffic. So my question to you is, how does that affect the bus routes here? The fact, as far as the Walgreens and CVS, under Obama's medical plan, when you go to any of these companies to get the Part D, they have to use certain of these pharmacies. If you move them, where are they going to go? Keep in mind the elderly here have people who take care of them. Okay? They have to go down, it's easier for them. These people are used to it. The banks, when you're showing me here, it's going to block out a lot of the light, sunlight to the rest of the developments across the street and around because it's going to block it out. My question to you is, you always have the answer is, it's not written in stone, basically. That means a change. Originally, for what was supposed to be from the plan, you're increasing the amount of the commercial space from 120,000 square feet to 162. That's what it's in the plans, okay? When it was originally set up. But this is the most important question. Why was after everything done, it was brought to our attention now, even though it was the rumor mill? Why now? Why?
We are a substantial time away from breaking ground. We have not finalized all of the plans. We have been in communication with the councilman's office, and this was the time that was arranged for there to be be a public meeting. We are here now to listen to all of your concerns, to provide information to everybody, and this was the time that was chosen. When? I mean, I don't know how else to answer that question, because not everything is, as you said, set in stone. We are still in the designing phase in many pieces of it, and we are hearing and listening to the concerns.
Thank you. Well, I do remember when I first got elected, actually it was about 4 months after my election. I've been walking in Trump Village. I've been there probably every single week. People ask me, oh, I heard there's a development going on. And it was like 1 or 2 people that really heard something and they knew something. So we did hear the fact that it was factual from the developer a short time ago, and they did agree to come out here tonight. We made sure that they came out here tonight because this proposed development needs to be heard by the community, and we need to hear the concerns. So thank you very much. You had a very, very good question.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vitaly Silvastro, and I'm one of the board members in road-based houses. And I just have a couple of things to say to this gentleman. This looks like Manhattan to me, right? Actually, you should go to Manhattan. This is not Manhattan. You should live in Manhattan. And in Manhattan, you live in this building, not here. Seniors need pharmacy. You want to make money? Go to Manhattan. Go to Manhattan. That's where you should go. To Manhattan. Over here, they're my parents. Over here are these folks who need the medicine. You want to live in this building? Go to Manhattan. That's number one. Number two, I have a couple of questions. I'll keep the questions, but quick statement. What the gentleman from the state says. Any leaks, what they've done before. I have a question after this. The 3 steps that the gentleman from the state mentioned, right? They're not going to be perfect. Whatever he picks as his option, he says he wants to clean up the place. This is not a clean up a street. This is to clean up toxins, right? Anything that's going to leak in the ground, you and I are going to smell it. Our children are going to smell it. Our parents are going to smell it. He doesn't care. His job is to make money. That's all. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. What we need is to unite. What we need is to unite Trump, workers, and send them to Manhattan. And my question is for Councilman Deutsch. I met him previously, a couple of meetings. Good man. I want to thank you for your work. What are legal options for sending him to Manhattan?
Thank you very much, Vitaly. Before we hear from Ida, Jonathan Sebastian, please come up. I've seen that name in things.
Go get him,
Jeff Sanoff, please come up. Ellen Scarano, and Marilyn Sullivan.
The gentleman from the developer's office spoke about facts. Fact number 1, the site is currently capped. If you don't do anything with this site, there is no cause for concern. There is no cause about toxins escaping. The site as it currently is safe. Once you open the site, that's when the risk of exposure to contaminants begins. The question, what we have not heard, a 40-story building towards other buildings? I haven't heard that. Traffic. Right now, the people in Coney Island are trapped in the summer. In Brighton Beach, we get to spill over in Coney Island. How many years, what are the traffic impacts not only of your building as fully built out and developed, but during the construction and during the cleanup? What studies have you done regarding the school buses, the garbage trucks, the ambulance, the delivery trucks, the pedestrian traffic to Coney Island, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Please, I'd love to see your traffic studies.
1 second.
And what will be the impact on local businesses? We have a number, we can't get a supermarket in Brighton Beach since Meg moved out. Okay, I want to know where these businesses are going to come from, because we can't get our independence in Brighton Beach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is John Chipshakis. I live in Brightwater Towers. First off, I want to thank the council members for holding this town hall meeting, and actually I want to thank Mr. Asher for coming out and listening to the community's concerns. My only problem is that I don't like being lied to, and that's the only thing that Mr. Asher seems to be saying. So I will ask only one question because you unfortunately seem to be incapable of answering multiple questions. So this is how, after you brought up the economic effect of this construction, you mentioned the multiplier effect and rental housing. That seems to be a fake answer to me because after the increased traffic, lack of parking spaces, overcrowding of mass transportation, overpopulation of our local schools, and the health risks, how do you still conclude that this proposed project will bring you $1 billion profit? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Did you say $1 billion profit? Yes. No, I did not say that this will result in a $1 billion profit to the owners, to the developers. What I said is that an investment into the community of approximately $450 million, based on all economic models that anyone wants to look at, results in about $1 billion of economic activity in the community, in jobs, in people spending money, in economic activity. It results in, as I indicated, it has a multiplier effect, and it's about $1 billion. That is not profit to the owner, that is not profit to the developer, that's economic activity into the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Sanoff. I'm the chair of the Environment and Sanitation Committee on Community Ward 13, and I want everybody to know that I got your backs. My question is, if there is another superstorm Sandy, and National Grid is in the middle of the remediation, what is the safety plan for the neighborhood to get the first responders in NYPD and FDNY, so that there is no problems with people dying or people having issues with their health?
At the present time, there is no remediation plan approved by DEC. There is no remediation plan proposed yet by NatGrid. There needs to be some more investigatory work as to the exact location of a lot of the toxins. My assumption is I can guarantee that any remediation plan that is approved by the state, that is proposed by NatGrid, will take into account the emergencies that you're addressing, or else they wouldn't approve it. So they will, I mean, that's what their jobs are, and that's what they will do.
Let's try sticking to questions, and let's go to questions to the point, because we want to see, we want to get answers, and whatever answers we don't get tonight, we will follow up. Okay, Bruno? Ali Renner? Alan Podheiser? Elisa Schwartz? Phyllis Turk? Please go ahead.
My name is Marilyn, and I live in Brightwater Towers, and of course we're shocked about all of this. This is going to be obviously a very serious disruption in our lives. Initially I was going to say all the people, I was going to say anything, in fact that the senior citizens in our community who are disabled, they cannot afford to income, they cannot afford to have a car, they want to, but they want to just walk a few blocks to the shopping center, which they've been doing for decades and decades. Now, you indicated that there's going to be relocated around the corner, so I think it's a factor out of business. Number one, do we have, you moved into our community, it's very disruptive. Do we have a client guarantee that yes, in fact, virtually all the stores will be moving? Because I do recollect you did indicate that a couple of stores do not want to be involved. So in essence, are we going to be retaining all of our stores or not? That's my main concern. And I find it hard to believe that you said it'll be a smooth transition. They'll be losing their leases and they'll be moving around the corner. I mean, prompto, can it be done that fast? I question that.
Thank you very much. All right, it's the same question we had before, but let me tell you something. As an elected official, I will be working with my colleagues to make sure that we need the resources here. We cannot keep people empty-handed. You gotta make sure that whatever leases are up and people moving out, you need to make that transition. You have thousands, not hundreds. You have thousands of residents living in the surrounding area. So we are relying on you. We are holding you accountable for this community.
Yeah, I just want to say most of the people in the community are opposed to this 40-story highway. It's pretty obvious. What I don't understand is why do you insist on going through with this project if there's so much community opposition? It's a the building is a contaminated area, it's a flood zone. Why come 40-story high-rise in a congested area where the community is against it? Could you explain it? Where is Mr. Schroeder? He always sends you people out here. Why doesn't Mr. Schroeder show his face? He's always sending other people out here.
We are of the belief, contrary to many of the opinions here, that what we are proposing, especially in the commercial area, is a substantial improvement over what exists today. The economics of the entire development necessitates a residential portion also, in order to make things financially feasible.
I would say anyone leaving and needs a bus, the buses are waiting at the West Avenue exit. Anyone that is using the buses will be leaving at the West Avenue
in an area that's already oversaturated.
I'm sorry, I just want to, before you continue, I'd like to call up my colleague. No, I want you.
As I was saying, in an area that's already oversaturated with high-rise buildings and without regard to the current residents, you're planning to build a 40-story apartment building on highly contaminated ground. You're going to expose thousands of residents to cyanide, benzene, and coal tar, and all these cancer-causing materials. All this is going to destroy our quality of life. The construction noise, the congestion, the threat to our health due to the contamination, increased traffic in the area, the strain on already overtaxed electric and water, all point out the folly of placing a 40-story building in a flood zone. In addition, our views and lights will be gone, as all the other buildings in the area are 23 stories high. We would like to have a city environmental quality review done to determine the impact this project will have on the health of current residents. And I'd like to pose a question. Isn't there a rule about how far away a 40-story building has to be from other high-rise buildings? Yes, there is. It's open space.
What's the rule?
The issue of the utilities being overtaxed is we have met with our mechanical engineers who are here, have met with utility government, Con Ed, have met with DEP with respect to sewerage, etc. And all of those entities are perfectly okay with the existing power situation and the existing sewer situation.
How much did you pay?
What we are proposing to do is okay with them. And so when we talk about these utilities being overtaxed, when we talk about the sewer system being overtaxed, that's a fact which is just not true. Because we have met with, dealt with, gone over designs with the people who are responsible for those. As far as building on a floodplain, as you point out, that shopping center was underwater. The likelihood is, notwithstanding the fact that there was coal tar, the likelihood is that the existing plume moved and continues to move towards, I believe it's towards Warby's.
Now he's scaring us.
It is...
That's a scary tactic.
It's not a scary tactic, it's a fact.
Show me.
The existing, the proposal has met and will meet all of the city's guidelines for building in these areas. Will be sustainable. Will not be, if there's another storm, will be underwater. And will continue to operate. Unlike the existing shopping center, which many stores sustain substantial damage to.
How do we get a city environmental impact?
That's not my issue.
What kind of answer is this? It's not your issue. What kind of answer is this?
Again, we're not going to like all the answers, but this is something we need to follow up on. So we're taking notes of everything. Everything is
Yeah, I just want to clarify one thing. There's been a couple of references to a plume of contamination leaving the site. That is actually not correct. The contamination goes straight down. There's no arguing that. I'm not sugarcoating it. The contamination goes straight down. There's coal tar beneath the site, but there is no plume that really leaves the site and And certainly it is not made worse by any of the storms that have hit the area.
He's already lying. Come on, seriously, can you believe anything he says? He's lying.
Excuse me. First of all, I want to thank Councilman Deutsch for this meeting. Great idea. I want to thank Mr. Hatcher for coming. But I have many concerns on this. I want to have, he mentioned facts and facts and facts. He quoted studies. I'd like to see him have a study sent over to Councilman Deutsch's office so the public can look at these studies and see if they're available, if they really are. Give us information. We'll get our own. Like studies. So the schools being overcrowded, District 21. Let's see those figures. Let's see the figures. We have upscale stores. We have senior citizens districts who cannot go to upscale stores. They need a pizza place. They need a Chinese restaurant. They go to 1 block away. They get a block trip. You go to a parking lot. Perhaps supermarket uses that to have delivery. It's a very dangerous area to walk down that 1 block up to the subway. That is not. It's more than 1 block. It's subject to senior citizens to danger. I want to look at come back to another meeting like this. That's my question. Thank you.
Answer that. Wow.
Well, I will say with respect to the question about needs for neighborhood stores, that there will be neighborhood stores. We have had discussions with the dry cleaners who wants to come back to the new stores. We've had...
You're lying.
Well, I'm going to ask you if you could supply my office with a list of stores that will be relocating in this way. We, the unofficial Congress, are sure that we have these commercial establishments that we deserve.
Also, the studies that they've done.
Okay, Bruce Numerowski, please keep it to questions because it's getting late. Samantha Mendelbaum, Julie Julie Kelly. Eli Guerrero. And yes, and you will now hear from my colleague in government, who I've been working very closely with, who is a true advocate on behalf of all communities in the city of New York. He has a committee on recovery and resiliency. We work very closely together, and matter of fact, we're fighting on the boardwalk issue now.
So it appears that the word of the night seems to be facts. Well, let me shed some light on some facts. First of all, here's a fact. I am a New York City councilman. I might not represent the official block where this project is taking place. But that does not mean that I should find out about it through media reports. That's number one. And when you disrespect my office, you disrespect my entire district. Number two, I am a product of District 21. I taught children from District 21, and I represent District 21. Try telling the parents and the teachers that they don't have full-size classes.
Yeah, really.
If you check the New York City Department of Education Blue Book, we have some of the most oversized classes in the city of New York. And the reason why I know that is because the School Construction Authority is trying to get some funds to build new schools. So, more facts. This is a community made up of a very large senior citizen population. We are what's called a NORC, Natural Occurring Retirement Community. And I also want to say, for the record, and I heard some chatter about it, but it's worth saying out loud, if you knew that there were a lot of senior citizens in attendance who live in this community, this is not an adequate presentation to show the speech. I fully understand. I taught government, and now I work as a city councilman. I fully understand what hazard right means. And I don't think anyone in this room is looking for any of us to suspend capitalism. But we also know what democracy means, and their voice matters. And I have to say, with all due respect, and I appreciate before DEC made a correction, and I appreciate that. The DEC knows who I am. They probably also know the person who I used to work for, Assemblyman Bill Colton. Because, with all due respect, when we hear about contamination sites, when we hear about toxic sites, we're no strangers to this fight. Because the DEC issued the city sanitation department a permit to build a dangerous garbage dump on top of one of the most polluted sites in Grays and Bed. So I have to tell you that there is a credibility issue here as well. Now, we heard tonight, and this is the same thing I've been hearing over and over again, that we're in discussions with some businesses, we're in discussions with some of the stakeholders. Well, I personally visited some of these business owners, and the feedback that I've gotten was that the space that they were being offered, number one, does not meet their needs, and number two, they're being told that the rent will be double or triple. So, while I certainly appreciate, my colleague Chaim Deutsch, and again, we've been working, he's been very tireless at this, and I appreciate his work. Well, I appreciate you coming down and listening to folks. We deserve the decency of getting honest answers back to us.